Hi guys, Geek264 here, and today is the fourth episode of Pop Culture News. This is for the week of October 29th, 2018, so let's go ahead and kick this thing off. We're going to start off with this. Deadpool 2. So, those who did not know, Deadpool 2 is actually having a re-theatrical release, and they're making a PG-13 version of Deadpool 2. Obviously, Deadpool and Deadpool 2 were very successful rated R movies, so they're doing a PG-13 cut. This isn't just a cut version like for TV like they used to do. This is actually going to be a cut of Deadpool 2 with entirely new scenes that they did go back and film. So this is not really going to change the actual overall plot. So I am kind of interested in what a PG-13 Deadpool 2 movie is. But in a way, I'm thinking this is kind of feelers for Disney that they kind of want to put out there to see if a Deadpool 3 PG-13 version of Deadpool 3 is an option and if people will go and see it. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go see the PG-13 version in theaters, but I might pick it up when it comes out on disc. But for those who are interested, Deadpool 2 PG-13 cut is coming out December 21st, 2018. Keeping on the whole rating system, we're going to skip on over to Harley Quinn's Birds of Prey movie. So Birds of Prey is a DC Comics property, and it is an all-female team. This specific one's going to have Renee Montoya, Huntress, Harley Quinn, and it's going to be rated R. I don't really understand the R rating. Maybe they're just trying something different. I don't know. It seems kind of odd to me. Ewan McGregor was also announced this week to be playing the villain in Birds of Prey. The Black Mask. The Black Mask is usually a Batman villain, if I'm not mistaken, from the comics. I remember him in several Batman comics, so I'm going to say he's a Batman villain. But he's going to be the villain in Birds of Prey. So Obi-Wan is going to be the villain in Birds of Prey. I'm kind of sad they're dragging Ewan McGregor into this because he's a great actor. I would love to see him in a comic book movie, just not really a DC movie. So we'll see how Birds of Prey goes. Margot Robbie is returning as Harley Quinn, so who knows. So there was rumors that surfaced this week that they're making a Falcon and Winter Soldier team-up series that's going to be on the Disney streaming service. Now, so there's been rumors on this whole live-action Marvel property short series, like I guess 5 or 6 episodes long. I think it started with Loki, if I'm not mistaken. They also mentioned a Scarlet Witch series with Vision in it as well. And now they're talking about this Falcon Winter Soldier series this week. So I don't know what, if any of these are actually going to make it onto the Disney streaming service. I feel like they're going to be pretty expensive to produce, but I know Disney's really trying to get people on their streaming service. So, if they're trying to compete with Netflix, they are going to have to put some money into some original content. And they have a lot of IPs at this point to play around with. So depending on how badly they're trying to drag users on their streaming service, I mean, Winter Soldier and Falcon, could be good, especially if you get the actors, which they've been saying that they're going to be doing. I don't know. It might be a cool outlet for them outside of an actual movie to have a 4 or 6 part episode miniseries on their streaming service. We'll see how this goes. So there was official news from Ridley Scott, the director of the first Gladiator, that he was actually working on Gladiator II, and Gladiator II may be coming to theaters a lot sooner than you might actually think. And you might be wondering, what's the point of a Gladiator 2? Russell Crowe's character in Gladiator died. Spoilers for those who haven't seen it, but it's very old at this point, so I don't know why you haven't seen Gladiator. If you've not seen Gladiator, go watch Gladiator. They are doing a sequel, or Ridley Scott's at least working on a sequel. I don't see Russell Crowe returning because, as I said, his character's dead. But in the movie, Commodus' nephew, Lucius, basically they're trying to focus the story on Lucius. So here's the thing, is as I love ancient Rome, I love all the stuff out there right now for it. I love the series Rome, Spartacus, Gladiator. There's a series on Netflix that's called The Roman Empire. So yeah, I would love to see a Gladiator 2 if it's not called Gladiator 2. I think that's not really an appropriate title. I'm not really sure where they're going to take the story. I like the idea that they're not going to try and force Russell Crowe into the movie. Maybe he comes back as a ghost Russell Crowe, like in Return of the Jedi. But I don't know. We'll see. Gladiator sequel. I had no idea they were going to be making this surface this week. Talking about it. Keeping on sequels, Bad Boys 3. Apparently, Bad Boys 3, after like 15 years or whatever it's been, they're finally talking about bringing Bad Boys 3 back to the theaters. They've been talking about this forever. The only reason I'm mentioning it this week is because Will Smith and Martin Lawrence both got together and they made an announcement video for Bad Boys 3 this week. So maybe it's gone beyond talks. They're finally signed on and we're actually going to get it. But who knows? We'll see. I'm not too hyped for Bad Boys 3. The first two Bad Boys were okay. They weren't, genre breaking or movies that are super memorable in my mind. But I know a lot of people love those movies, so maybe they've been waiting for Bad Boys 3, and this is a Bad Boys 3's coming out finally. So there was a teaser trailer for The Witcher that released this week. It's literally just Henry Cavill as Geralt walking up to the screen, taking a potion or something, and then walking away. There's no lines. It's in a big, completely black room. The picture that I'm showing you is basically all you see in the trailer. I do like Henry Cavill. I like Henry Cavill in this role. I do wish he had facial hair like Geralt in Witcher 3. But from what I understand on some of the other lore, he doesn't really have facial hair, so I guess that's completely fine. To me, he just looks like a muscled up Legolas with gray hair. I would definitely prefer Geralt with some facial hair. Maybe he should have kept that mustache from Mission Impossible Fallout, but I don't know. It looks like it could be good. We'll see. I think Netflix is putting some real money behind it, so we'll see where it goes. So even though this is only my fourth pop culture news week, I have mentioned this in the last 2 weeks, which was Iron Fist being canceled and Luke Cage being canceled. And now we've got some numbers to talk about here. So Netflix is very avert to releasing their statistics and their view count and all that. But they have gotten some numbers out there as to support why they've canceled Luke Cage and Iron Fist. So these numbers are important. So look at Iron Fist. So Iron Fist Season 2 dropped 64% from Iron Fist Season 1. Now, that is a lot. Now, Iron Fist Season 1 it was not that well received by audiences or critics. So it's not surprising that you're going to have a pretty big drop. But 64% is a lot more than what I thought it would have been. But what's more surprising than that is Luke Cage Season 2 dropped by 59%. Holy shit. 59%. So here's the thing. Luke Cage Season 1 was really great. The last 2-3 episodes, the whole stuff with Diamondback, it was not good. It wasn't good. And maybe that's why nobody wanted to return for Season 2. As far as viewers. But, 59% for Season 2. Season 2, Luke Cage was actually pretty solid. It had some episodes that probably could have been cut out, but overall, it was a really solid season, in my opinion, and I was really looking forward to a Season 3. But 59%? Man. So, there's some numbers for you as far as, why they've canceled both Luke Cage and Iron Fist, so we'll see. Rumors are circulating that Daredevil Season 3 has not met expectations as well, which means we might not get a Season 4 of that. I don't know. We'll wait and see. As far as I'm concerned, I think Netflix may be deflating or inflating these numbers just to justify their cancellation because Disney may be pressuring them to get rid of these shows so Disney can build their streaming service. That's still my thought as far as this is concerned. So for those who didn't know, Fast and Furious is about to have a spin-off, Hobbs and Shaw, and I think that's what the working title is. That may actually be the title of the movie. But this week they announced a character named Hattie Shaw, who's obviously the sister or somebody related to Shaw, and she's played by the person who played in Mission Impossible Fallout. She played the White Widow in that movie. Her name is Vanessa Kirby. Idris Elba was already cast as the villain. The current release date for this is August 2019. I don't really understand why this is a spinoff, why it's needed. To me, once Brian left Fast and Furious, once Paul Walker, passed on and that Fast and Furious 7 ended, that was the end of Fast and Furious. these other characters. I don't think Hobbs and Shaw's enough to carry a movie. I love The Rock, but you know, it's kind of that family mentality is what's carried these Fast and Furious movies, and a Hobbs and Shaw movie just doesn't sound very enticing to me. Will I check it out? Yeah, once it comes out to Redbox or something, but I probably won't see it in theaters unless I want to just do a review on it. It doesn't seem all that enticing to me. What do you guys think about it? Would you be interested in a Hobbs and Shaw movie, or are you even interested in a Fast and Furious sequel at this point? It seems like it's kind of played out at this point. And Game of Thrones, hell yes. So the Game of Thrones spin-off prequel series that HBO is adapting is called The Long Night, and it takes place 8,000 years before Game of Thrones. They've already started casting, and what we've got so far is Naomi Watts and Josh Whitehouse. And I'm actually really excited about this. I originally wanted to see the Targaryens conquering a Westeros. That's what the prequel I wanted to see. That's not the prequel that we got. However, The Long Night sounds like it could be a really cool story, and I'm interested in what it's gonna be. I kind of like the idea that these guys can more play around with the story and not be as tied to any kind of book material. I think as far as Game of Thrones is concerned, once they got past the point that the books were, that freed them up to do a lot of really cool things. And so I'm really interested to see what they do with this prequel series. And here it is. The first picture for the final season of Game of Thrones is here, brought to you by Entertainment Weekly. This is actually just a really cool, simple cover. I don't usually pick up magazines, but I had subscribed to Entertainment Weekly for years, you know, back before the internet was such a big thing and you get all your news from there. So I actually will go out of my way to pick up this issue just because this is a great cover and I'd like to have it. Not much news other than that. I just wanted to mention that there's a cover and this is the first picture. That's about it. And that's the news for October 29th, 2018. Was there any stories that I missed? Do you guys have any comments on the stories that I talked about here? Please comment below, let me know. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, or don't. I'm not a beggar. I'm Geek264, and I'll always tell you the truth.